friends and felines, and welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're venturing onto my channel for the first time today. It's been a while since I've played around with makeup, so I thought today would be the perfect time to play around with some new makeup, or new to me makeup, and just sit back and relax and have a conversation and just play around with some new makeup. So if you guys would like to see what new makeup I have and what we're going to play around with today, then definitely keep on watching. Alright, so my desk is full of some new makeup that I've gotten from boxes, stuff that I've bought, or stuff that I just haven't even used yet and it's been sitting in my collection for a while, so I should probably give it a chance. So first things first is primer. I already went in with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I had a little sample pack of it and I just put it, in my T-zone, places I really want my makeup to adhere to or fill in my pores. And it honestly is like the stickiest and tackiest primer I've ever tried. I'm not sure if I like it or not yet, but we'll see what happens. But before I go into foundation, I wanted to try the Jacka Black Glow Drops. This is the highlighting primer for the face. It's in the shade Rose Pearl, and so it's just going to give me a nice dewy look to my foundation. So we're just going to give this a try and see. I usually like to go for more of a dewy look in the summer. Now fall is right around the corner, so I'm probably not going to be as dewy as I want to be. So let's give this a try. Doesn't really have a scent, so that's pretty good. This is definitely very, very, very glowy, but we'll see what happens when I go in with my foundation and see how much of it gets covered up or how much actually peeks through the foundation once it's applied. I really don't think this is going to be much of a pore filling or a blurring primer. I think it's just going to give you that like glowy finish. So right off the bat, that was kind of a fail because the Jacka Black Glow Drops didn't agree with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. So I'm kind of just wiping off the spots where I had the Milk Hydro Grip Primer on my face. I've used it before and there was just a little bit left in the packet, so I just wanted to use it up, but it wasn't enough for my whole face. So I just decided to wipe it off and just go in with the Jacka Black. So a bit of a fail, in case you guys were wondering. Milk Hydro Grip and the Jacka Black Glow Drops definitely do not go together. So this primer is really interesting. I'm not sure if I like it. It looks like I just have liquid highlighter all over my face. If that's your journey, go ahead, but it definitely is not mine. So we'll see what happens when I go in with my foundation over top of it. But I don't really think I like that. So for foundation today, I'm going to go in with the Stila Hide and Chic Fluid Foundation. I bought this a while ago and it was like really cheap on sale, like 50% off or something like that. I've been trying to find new foundations just to see what I like. And if they're on sale and they're pretty cheap, then I'm like, why not go ahead and try it and see if I can find a new foundation to fall in love with. So this is what the component looks like. It's super chic and really cute. I got this in the shade Light Medium 2. So hopefully it matches me. We've got a pump, so I'm going to just start with one pump. Has a very, very, very slight fragrance. I'm just going to go in with a brush and we'll see how this works. Wow, automatically a little bit of this goes a very, very long way. And I think it's pretty close to what my skin color is right now, so that's a win. So this foundation is supposed to have a satin finish and it's supposed to be light to medium coverage, but you can build it. Very light texture, very fluid, liquidy foundation. So it's supposed to be like undetectable coverage. And so far, obviously it's not dried down yet, but I like the coverage. Again, it's not super full coverage. I'm working on building it up a little bit right now, but I find that full coverage foundation doesn't really work the best for me. I usually like a medium coverage or something that's buildable. So far, so good. I think I'm really liking this foundation. We're just gonna have to wait and see how it dries. So far, I think this foundation is stunning. Like, something weird's going on over here, but usually on like my temples and my face, things like just to pill off there. And I think it's just the primer, whatever left of the Milk Hydro Grip Primer I had, or maybe it was the Jacka Black. But things just tend to go weird over here. Nothing likes to stay on my face and my temples. It's very annoying. But the foundation by itself is very, very stunning. I like the satin finish. I can't really tell how much of the glow is coming through from the Jacka Black Glow Drops or how much is from the foundation itself. But honestly, I really like this so far. So for concealer, I'm going to go in with a Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is supposed to have a super full coverage, and I've never tried any concealer from this brand or the foundation. I've heard many positive reviews from this, so we're going to go in with this. And since it's super full coverage, I'm definitely going to go in very lightly. I don't need a lot of concealer. And it's like a huge, huge doe foot. Pretty sure like some people use this as foundation all over their face. I'm not about that journey, but you do you, boo. All right, so I'm going in with my little tiny concealer sponge, and this shade so far looks a little too dark for me. Yikes. I did get this in a BoxyCharm, so yeah, I don't know. I put in your preferences, but when it comes to like complexion items, I usually get a little bit worried if it comes in like a box, a subscription box. But we'll see how this is when it blends out. It just looks a little tan or a little yellow for me, but hopefully we can make it work. I honestly don't remember how many shades there were that came in the box, but this is the shade Pearl. And if Pearl's supposed to be like one of the lighter ones, this ain't it, because this looks like pretty yellow and pretty tan. But I think it is oxidizing a little bit, so I think it is workable, just not the best. I don't know. I do have a concealer that is too light for me, so if I mix the two together, they might be able to like be closer to my skin color, maybe. I don't know. All right, so I'm back in a few steps ahead because I didn't have any new powder or bronzer or a brow filler product. So I'm back, my face is set, I am bronzed up, and my brows are filled. They look really bad, but 1 week I will have a hair appointment and my hair will be done and my brows will finally be done, and I will go back to using pomades. I don't like using pomades unless my brows are like actually done. They are bushy, they are so thick right now, and it's just so annoying. I hate my brows, but I love them. They're full, like, I don't know how to explain them. They're like big and could be bushy, but they're sparse. Does that make sense? Like they get very, very like wide, but then the individual hairs are sparse, if that makes sense. So I filled them in using my Winky Lux brow pencil, and I'm gonna go ahead and try the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel that I just got. Been always wanted to try this. The applicator is huge, so that is my only concern. But we're gonna go ahead and try this. Whew. Wow, that is really strong. It smells like rubbing alcohol or something. Yeah, I don't really like huge applicators like this for my brows. I want something that's like really small and thin. I thought the NYX brow gel had a huge applicator, but this is even worse. So I do like how it gave me some of that hair texture back, and I think they're gonna be pretty set. I just don't like how it's a huge applicator. If the applicator was smaller, it would be like the perfect brow gel ever. But again, I don't really care because my brows look like crap anyways because they haven't been done in like a year. So I'm gonna wait to do blush until the end because I want to figure out what I'm gonna do for my eyes before I pick one. I have so many different blushes to choose from, and they all are a different coral, rose, or pink shade. So we're gonna wait till the end to do that. So for eyeshadow, I have a few palettes here that I've got that are new that I haven't really played around with yet. So the first one is the Maddie Ziegler palette with her collab with Morphe. I have another Morphe collab with Manny Anyway that I think I've only used one shade in. Then I also have the Ciate London palette. This is the editor palette that I got in a box. Then in my FabFitFun box, I got another Beauty Bakery palette, and this is the Proof is in the Pudding palette. And I just love their names and the way that they just combine makeup and food together because it's a perfect combination. All right, so I think I'm gonna go in with the Maddie Ziegler palette. While it's still technically summer, I want to be able to play with some color for like the last time for the season. And I kind of want to imitate the look that she has on the packaging. It's a very pastel, blue, purple, pink look. So I'm very excited to play with a couple of those shades there. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes and zoom you guys in a little, and let's go ahead and get started with the eyeshadow. So I went ahead and set one eye with a very thin layer of the P. Louise base in Rumor Zero. It's their white one. And I wanted to put a white base down to give those pastel colors more pigment payoff. So I'm going to go ahead and try to imitate the look that Maddie Ziegler did. I'm not exactly sure what shade she did, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wing it. So I think first I'm gonna go in with the shade Mint, which is the beautiful teal color. I've been wanting a good teal eyeshadow. And I think this is gonna go on the inner portion of my crease first. And again, I'm gonna go in lightly and just build it up and see what the pigment payoff is gonna be like. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do windshield wiper motions back and forth because I wanna keep everything really soft and kind of like blown out, and it's all gonna be very pastel. So as we play around with these colors, let's just dive into how my life has changed at work with this pandemic. All right, so now I'm going in with the purple shade, She Insists, and gonna put this into the crease. So classes started on August 24th, and students are back on campus, and we're trying to do everything we can to ensure everyone will stay on campus and do in-person classes and make sure everyone gets a college experience. But I was a college student. I graduated like 2.5 years ago, which is really sad to think about. But students will be students, and the college is not taking any crap from the students. If they're out partying and stuff, they're being kicked out. If they aren't socially distancing, wearing masks, we have to enforce those rules and make sure people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So we also have to quarantine students on or off campus. So sometimes we're taxiing around students to an off-campus hotel or making sure that they have food. So we just have a lot of responsibility now as security guards at this college to just make sure everyone is being healthy and safe so we don't close. So now I'm gonna dip into the shade Crushed up here. And this is gonna go in the outer portion of the crease. So when I say it's a lot of work, it's a lot of work. There's a lot that we have to do and trying to coordinate with everyone, with like the dining services, with the health and wellness center, with security, with like student conduct. It's just, there's a lot going on. It's definitely a lot. And, you know, we're doing all that we can. You got to do what you have to just for the safety of everyone. But it can be exhausting. I'm not going to lie. It can be very, very, very exhausting. Okay, but these colors for pastels are beautiful. They're so soft, but they're pigmented and they're blending gorgeously. I am loving them so far. So now I'm gonna take a flat brush and I'm gonna go into the shade number 5, which is the blue, and that's gonna go on the lid in the inner portion. Oh, that was a lot. And we're gonna just place that right here and kind of blend it in with that teal color. All of these shades just blend so perfectly with each other. Like I'm really loving this. Like Maddie Ziegler did that. Plus, was it anyone else's guilty obsession to watch Dance Moms? Like I haven't watched it in a while, but I really, really loved it. And my boyfriend gave me crap because he's like, I can't believe you're watching that. But I'm like, you watched Jersey Shore back in the day, so don't even give me that. So I'm also gonna take that same purple shade and bring that down onto the lid from where it was up in the crease. And again, like for a pastel purple, this is stunning. Absolutely stunning. So right out here on top of the Crush shade, I'm gonna go in with Dancing Queen, just very lightly to give it more of that pink hue because it is a little pastel reddish. So I want a little bit more of the pink. So we're gonna go in very lightly just to give it a little bit of sparkle and a little bit of pink. I'm gonna continue a little bit of that Dancing Queen pink shimmer and place it onto that purple shade as well. I just really want this to be like cute and playful and fun and sparkly and just everything in between. So now I'm gonna go in with the shade God Mom up here, and this is gonna go in the inner portion of the eye, kind of in the inner corner. So yeah, back to about work. It's just like yesterday, I think I was like in our campus shuttle for 3 hours, picking people up from the hotel, they need to come back to campus, taking people to go get tested for COVID, dropping food off. It's just back and forth. And while we're doing that, there's one less officer that's on campus for jobs or investigations or reports and stuff like that. So it's a lot going on and it's very exhausting, like I said. So am I so glad I have a job? Yes, I'm so thankful and so grateful that I have a wonderful job, but it's exhausting. And this pandemic can end any day now. Like, please. So this Godmom shade is so beautiful. I'm just kind of putting it all over the lid. It has a like slight pink pearlescent hue to it, but it's mostly just like clear glitter. So it's just giving a very stunning effect to the whole eye. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and finish this eye, do the lower portion pretty much with the same colors that are on the top part, and then do the same thing on the other eye, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back and both eyes are done, and I think this is such a pretty, soft, colorful, sparkly look, and I'm digging it. So just to let you guys know, there is a bit of kick up in the pans and the palette itself, but not too much on the face. Again, if you don't go like in super crazy, then you're not gonna have a lot of fallout on the face. But I think this is super cute. Now we're gonna go in with eyeliner. I think I'm just gonna go in with a white eyeliner for my waterline, but I've been really wanting to try the One Size by Patrick Star eyeliner. I've gotten this and I have not used it. I haven't been doing a lot of eyeliner, and the last time I tried to do a wing eyeliner, it messed up my whole makeup. I don't really think that this look needs eyeliner, but I've been wanting to try this forever, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a shot. Hopefully I don't mess up my makeup. I don't think that's too bad. I think this is pretty easy to work with. It doesn't dry super fast. It is very black, very pigmented, and yeah, not that bad. So let's see if I can get a sister wing on the other side, because they're definitely going to be identical twins. All right, I'm back, and I think I did as good of a job as I can with my wings. Are they at the same angle? No, this one's going up a little bit higher than this one is, but I think it's good enough. I'm not going to mess with it anymore, because otherwise I'm going to mess it up and I'm going to be very angry with myself. Yeah. All right, so for mascara, I'm going to go in with this little mini thing I got from Milk Makeup. It's their Kush mascara, and I haven't tried this one yet, so we're going to go ahead and see what the applicator looks like. Very, very big applicator for a small wand, so that's one of the little frustrations I have with little mini sample sizes of mascara, is that the wand is so small, so usually it's in a messy application. So I'm going to go ahead with this. I have a bunch of different lashes that aren't really new, but ones I haven't used at all yet. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out which one of those I'm going to use, and I'll let you guys know when I come back. All right, I'm back, and the eyes are fully finished. I do really like the Milk Makeup Kush mascara. I would like it if it wasn't the mini, because the wand is really small and the applicator is kind of big for my preference. But other than that, I really like how it separated my lashes, kept them nice and fluffy, and also gave them some length. And then I decided to go in with the Battenton Harlow 3D Silk lashes. I got these in a box forever ago, and I've never used them. I know some people said they had a hard time working with them, but for me, they seemed to go on pretty easily, and they're nice and light and fluffy. I didn't want anything too dramatic, because I think this whole look is just very fun and playful. So now we get to go in with blush, lips, and highlighter. So I have a bunch of different blushes from ColourPop, and I want one that kind of will match like the pink that is in the eyeshadow. So we're gonna go through and see which one would be best for this eyeshadow look. All right, so after doing a bunch of swatches on my back of my hand, I'm deciding to go in with the ColourPop Pressed Powder Cheek on the Horizon Blush from their Wild Nothings. And this blush definitely has glitter in it. I'm not sure how much of that is going to show up on the cheek, but this blush definitely seemed to be like the best option to complement this look. So that's the one I went with. There's definitely a lot of kick up in the pan, which is new. I think these are actually, I bought a bunch of blushes from ColourPop, and these are the first blushes I have owned from them. And I know their formulas are definitely different per their different collections. And some people don't really like the blushes from the Wild Nothing collection, but so far, I think this is super, super cute. All right, so I went ahead and just slightly overlined my lips a little bit with the Avon Ultra Luxury Lip Liner in Rosebud. And then I'm gonna go in with this Clarins Velvet Lip Perfector. It doesn't have the shade on here, but this is like a very interesting applicator. You squeeze it and a little bit comes out at the tip, and it is very, very velvety, but it's also a beautiful nude because I have a lot going on the eyes. I want to keep the lip nice and simple. And then to top that off, I'm gonna go with the Patrick Ta She's Expensive Major Glow Lip Shine. This just smells so delicious, and it's a mostly clear gloss, but it has like a pink reflect in it. So it's not gonna add too much pigment, just a little bit of sparkle. All right, then the last step is highlighter, and I have used this before, but I don't really have any new highlighters. So this is the Highlight Fairies palette by Line Crime. And I'm gonna go in the shade right over here, which is Enchantment. So this highlighter isn't too blinding in your face. It's a nice subtle glow. And of course you can build it up however blinding you want it to be, but it's usually just on the lighter side, not anything too crazy. All right, we're gonna seal in this beautiful look. And time for the montage. Everything for today's video. I really enjoyed being able to play around with makeup because it's been way too long, and it's just a nice therapeutic release. And another ode to the last days of summer with this colorful eye look using the Maddie Ziegler palette. I am a huge fan of the pastels in that palette. A lot of people were questioning on why Maddie Ziegler was making a palette in the first place, but I'm glad she did because I am digging it. I love these colors, and I think it's such a beautiful look. I hope you guys like this look as well, and if you liked the video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you are notified every time I post a new video. I love you guys, and if you subscribe to my channel, I welcome you to my Feline family. Bye! Boy, is it windy out there.